Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I see Shelly and Nicole are here this morning. I hope you guys are having a nice fall day. Today, I have something a little bit more wintry. I know it's not quite winter yet, but I really love this journal, and I've already done a fall junk journal. So I figured let's do a winter journal. Now I'm going to show you the Journal Ephemera book. It's both winter and Christmas, but the pieces I picked out are more winter theme and less Christmassy. So I'm going to flip my camera. And this is the book that I'm working with today. I've already got some pages and things cut out from here, so I'm not going to flip through. It's not going to be every single page, but I'll show you an idea of what is inside of here. Of course, on the inside cover, you always have something to cut out. There's also your sticker page on a transparent sticker. It's just a little bit of a clear backing to it so you can see through slightly. Then here are some of the pages. You'll see there's a mixture of some winter with some Christmas. So you've got some of the woodland animals and the greenery as well. So these are a bit more of the winter vibes. And then here we start to get into more of the Christmas with some of the Christmas baking, like the gingerbread house, the stocking, the Santa hat. This is one of my favorite pages. I think these bears are so cute. And then just a reminder that there's some pages already cut out of here. And then on the very back, you get some larger elements. So you've got some little pockets or envelopes. It's up to you the way you use it, as well as some tags and then some other sentiments. And then this is the back of what is here. Hello, Linda and Karen. It is nice to have you on with us today. I'm going to just show some journals that I think I've already shown you guys before. This is using Lindy's Gang on the background. And then this is I can't remember the name of it actually. I did this a couple months ago, I'm not going to lie. But it is the new Ciao Bella. It came out at the same time as this junk journal book. And then one I did with the Arden. And then I've got the fall one in here. Here it is. This I did a month ago. I really loved how this one turned out. I think this is my favorite one. So let's do a new one today. I think I'm going to do right behind because I don't mind this green that kind of transferred from the page behind that. I'm actually going to kind of see. No, the colors definitely don't go. Okay. I am going to map out an idea for what I want, and then we'll figure out from there put this in the middle actually. Oh, I did have an idea. Let me just map it out and then we'll see what I end up doing. I think it'd be cute to have them over here. Yeah. And there. And you could always have the little bunny down in the corner. And then I've got a little bit of a winter scene. And then I can always tuck a pine cone in, a branch or something. Okay, so I think I've got a good layout. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a photo because as I start to move things around, I might realize that I like the way it was before. Okay, now I'm going to look in the book. There was a page here I'm going to find that I thought would be, I might want to cover one whole page with it. Let's look back, I think. Here it is. Okay, I'm thinking about covering one side. So having one side like a complete patterned background and then the left side, it kind of match. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So I'm going to move these elements to the side. And what I'm going to do is just tear this out. So I've got my paper torn out. Now I'm going to figure out what size and whereabout I'm going to want it. So I'm going to use just this as my reference to measure. I don't want the bunny in it because it's going to take up too much space. But if the bunny's ear is in it a little bit, that's fine because I can always cover it with something. Yes, I love the images on this one too, especially all the woodland characters. So I'm thinking I might try and have it in the middle a little bit. So I'm going to measure my book here. I'm going to cut this to size. So this will be, I'm going to do it, I think, slightly shorter. So that way the book closes a little bit easier because if I add paper inside, it'll just make it a little bit thicker and harder to close. So I'm going to do 5.5 by, let's do 5.5 by 8. That should be good. So I'm going to take my paper trimmer. And I'm going to, I think, cut the top off because it is quite tall. And hope I don't regret this. I don't think I will. Let me just grab this because I think I might end up laying that over top. Yeah, I'll cut that. And I'm going to open up the arm so I can make this 8 inches tall. After I've got my 8 inches tall, I need the width at 5.5. I just need to cut this side because it's a bit of a raw, so I tore it. And then the width at 5.5, I think is what I did. I can always cut it shorter if I need to. Bye-bye, bunny. Okay. Now let's add this into our book, and I think I'm going to have this on the right side. I think I might actually do it a little bit more narrow. I might trim the right side just a little bit more. I'm going to take about an 1/8 of an inch off. Now that should be good. Before I do add it, I am going to ink around the edges just to make it kind of blend a little bit better. I usually use a matte, but I'm just going to use a scrap piece to protect my work. Oh, I have this. This is a scrap piece here. So I'm going to grab some various inks. I think the blue and some of the gray. I don't think I want the green. Just look at some of the blues. And open it up, of course. Seeing the colors. I think this one's going to be too blue. Yeah. Okay. So let's start with I think faded jeans. It's going to be a bit too light, but I still want to try it out. So grab a little bit of that. I'll start to blend this in the sky. And most of this is going to be covered, so I just need to really blend along the edges. And I'm just going to test that color there. It's actually a little bit more gray than I realized, which is good. And then just keep working along the edges. Yes, I was not sure what to do for background. I didn't want to do another stenciling background because that's what I did. Oops, not that. For the fall junk journal. So I'm just going to lay this in. I like the way that looks. So now what I'm going to do is just try and protect the other side a little bit. I know some ink's going to transfer, but I'm just going to, along the inside edge, try and add a bit of blue at least. I don't have any of the teeny tiny ones, unfortunately. I only have this brown one, but I want to save that for the brown, so I'm not going to mix the colors. Maybe I'll just move this down a smidge. Okay, I think that should be good enough. Yeah. Then what I'm going to do, take that out, close that up. I'm going to grab, oh, I didn't grab my frayed burlap. I actually was wondering where the frayed burlap went, so I'm going to have to use the, where is my frayed burlap? I don't know where. Anyway, okay, so I don't have any, this is really the only brown. I don't think I want to do the forest moss. Okay. That puts a damper on things because I really wanted brown. But this is too orange. I'm going to run out and grab a brown quickly while you guys look at this book. I hope I can find it. Okay, found it. Found them all. They were stashed, hidden together. Okay, now I can add some brown around the edges. So I'm just going to grab a blending brush. I always like to do this. I find it adds a bit more depth, maybe. It also kind of just, I feel like it helps the edges. It makes it a little bit more, looks like it's meant to be there maybe with the brown. If I don't add ink around the edge, I'll normally frame something with another color. Okay, I think that's good enough. So you can kind of see it did do a little bit. Then I'm just going to wipe that. Actually, no, I'm not going to wipe it up. It doesn't really matter. The outside of my journal is very messy as it is, so I can leave that. Then I'm going to add this in. So I'm just going to take some glue. I don't want to look too hard at the backside because if I do that, I might end up seeing something I really like, and then I might end up switching papers, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to just not look at the other backside and place this in and hopefully get it centered before it moves, or move it before it dries. Okay, so I've got that first page in, and now I think I want to ink this all a dark blue, the same blue maybe that we did on this side. Now that I've got this in here, I can kind of manipulate things a little bit differently because I've changed it slightly. I did like that kind of up in the sky because it reminded me a little bit of like a moon, but it's got a scene in it. Then these guys down here, maybe I'll do like not white, maybe brown at the bottom. I feel like, let's grab that tent image. Maybe I might end up swapping these out because these might end up looking a little bit more meant to be there. And then I have a winter solstice, which I think would look nice up there because, again, it kind of reminds me of the moon. We've got a snow vibes down here. I don't think I'm going to keep that there. Nope. Maybe tuck this in from here. Probably not. Let's find something else. Okay, so this is what we're working with. I'm going to go back and look for maybe another animal. I could move that up slightly. That's okay. I need to look for some not too Christmassy of elements. This I liked, but I thought with the red it was too Christmassy. It didn't really go with the colors I've chosen. These actually might look nice. I'm going to cut those out quick. Oh, actually, I've got one here too. Okay, we're going to cut this out quickly. And now you're going to notice when I fussy cut, I don't cut everything in. I tend to cut the little difficult pieces off. I can't be bothered. And nobody knows when you cut things off because it's gone. I just cut off the very top little circle because it was going to take me too long. So bye-bye it went. Now when I fussy cut, one thing is I never know whether I want to do a little bit of a border, like a white border, or if I want no border. So you'll notice I have a mix of both. Some elements I'm like, oh, I want a border. And then some I'm like, no, I don't. I actually might think that would look cute in the corner with the pine cone and one of those little jars with the lights in it. Oh, I did forget too. I did cut out 2 stars as well, which I think will add a bit more of a pop of color, especially. I feel like it's starting to come together a little bit more. So we'll cut this out. I do love junk journals. It is just so much fun. I am thinking about maybe doing one with photos, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. I have too much fun with the elements that come in these books. Studio Light, their die cut designer paper pads are also really good for journaling, junk journaling, and it's honestly, for anyone who doesn't like fussy cutting, I would highly suggest the Studio Light ones because they come pre-cut, so you don't have to do fussy cutting like the Ciao Bella. Shelley prefers no border. That's good. Okay. I think the color might be okay. Not obsessed. I think it's just a little bit brighter than the rest of the elements. So I'm just going to take a peek in here. I do see some more pine cones, which I think I'm going to end up cutting out. Ooh, you know what? This sentiment right here in the middle that says love one another, I think would be cute because there's 3 little bears holding hands. There's snow kissed. Oh, there's also candles would be cute. There's so many options. There's also some flowers, little flowers, which actually, you know what? This is a smaller lantern. I think I might like this more, or I could even add it to the other page if not. So we're going to cut that out. I'm going to move this just so I don't get anything messed up. Okay, bring that back. I'm actually just going to tear this out. And I'm also just going to look at the stickers because I sometimes forget to look at those. And oh, this also has a nice small one. Good to know. Where's my stickers though? Too Christmassy on that one. A little bit too much Christmassy I want the neutral. There, this might be good. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut out that small one and the small lantern. And then I think I'm going to start piecing, especially the right side. I think I can start to piece together. I think I might actually cut out one more pine cone. We shall see what I do. Okay, cut that out. Let's cut out a flower, because who doesn't love to add a good flower to a page, and it goes with the themes. So I'm just going to messily cut this out. It is not going to be exactly how it should be, but that's okay. I just want to make it nice and easy for myself. And then I'll show you after what it looks like so you can see how quickly this looks like. I'm doing it quick and practical, but I'm not. I just wiggle my hands to create some of that, the shape to it. All right. Now, a second flower I think is always good to have. So we're going to cut out a second one quickly. This one is slightly larger. And then I think I want to cut out that sentiment that I saw that was very cute. These are cute too. It says North Pole and warm and cozy. And that teddy bear beside it is adorable. Okay, almost done this one. Right, now I'm going to set this aside. And I think I'm going to now ink all of my elements, and then we will piece everything together. But as I say that, I'm going to cut this out quickly because I want to ink this, and I might as well ink it. Okay, now this one I am going to cut a little bit more precise. Now, the nice thing about ink too is it'll cover anything you might have missed, or if you have that white border, that'll just help hide it. Also find that adding a little bit of brown inking around your ephemera that you cut out, it helps pop against your background. And then since I inked, oh, that reminds me, I still need to ink my page. Since I inked around the edges of the paper I glued into the journal, it'll also just look a bit more cohesive. Okay. I'm not going to worry about the bottom because usually I tuck the bottom into something. So ink this in brown. Grab my pieces that I have laid in the journal. And just do some brown around everything. Okay, just grab this small little brown one, and vintage photo, of course, that's my go-to color, and just add brown around the edges. I am going to actually transfer this onto my work mat from Studio Light because the edges are lifting up, and I don't know where my gel mat from Hunky Dory is, so this is a good alternative. I'll show you in a sec what I mean by this. In my way. Okay. This is a little bit tacky. It's a silicone mat, so you'll notice it's going to be easier for inking. Things don't move on here. You can see I could do one hand. I love this mat. We have quite a few of them in stock. This I honestly find so much easier to clean up than the glass mat, which is kind of surprising because the glass mat is just a flat surface. But yeah, it's just, I can also fold it up and everything to put it in the sink easier. So yeah, it's quite nice. All my pieces that I've inked, I'm just setting aside. I know some of you ladies have this mat from the open house. We were using it, and then some people loved it so much that they bought it. Understandably. I'm going to be the next one. So far I don't need to buy it because I use the one at work. So, and just inking around the trees. You'll notice my trees I messily cut and didn't worry about the white. So just blending the brown will help hide what I've missed. I somewhat have the craft room in order. I wouldn't necessarily say it's in order, but could be worse. It's normally a disaster in here. Okay, I've got the big one inked. Set that aside. Then these adorable little bears. Bottom. There we go. And then all around. Honestly, I'm just going to grab the larger one for this because it's all brown. So just make it easier and quicker that way. There we go. That was easy. And then definitely along the edges of my sentiments, I always add some of the brown. I'm not sure about that. I need to cut it out a little bit better, so I'm just going to set it aside. And then carefully just adding a bit of brown to this because there's not much brown in that image. This is an easy one. Bunny rabbit, just got to be careful around his ears. Right. Okay, almost done. I've got 2 elements left. Okay, this teddy bear, I have left quite a bit of white, so I'm going to just make sure I cover this one really good. Especially around the pom-poms on the hats. I had a hard time getting the white not to show. So brown, we'll fix it all up. And then the last one is this flower, which I only want just a smidge of brown on the edges. Okay. That's good. Everything has been inked. Next is going to be inking. Oh, almost lost a star. Oh, I missed one. This one. I'm just going to use the big one. Yes, I always ink my images like that, Nicole. Now my book, we'll open this back up, and I think let's do the blue. I think it was the faded jeans that I did, and I can always mix some of the darker blue in if I want to. So I'm just gonna take this to protect my work. And around the edges, make it a bit heavier, and then as I bring it in the middle, I'm just going to go a little bit light-handed. I think I'm definitely going to go around with brown too, and definitely I think add that darker blue around the edge just to deepen it up even more. Get my workout with all this blending. And then just trying to get along the edge here. Okay, we've got some of the blue. Now let's do that darker blue. That was faded jeans. Now we're going to do chipped sapphire. And focus this along the edge. I need to clean this brush. And then the bottom. I actually don't know if I'm going to add brown now that I said that. I'm not too sure. Okay, do I? Yep, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to cover this side here on the right. I'm going to darken up the right edge here, so it might be easier to do it this way. There we go. I think that's good. Let's start adding our elements, and then actually, do I want brown or do I add green? I don't think I want to add green. I know I love the distressed oxides too. I think I am going to actually add some brown. When I put that color on top, I think it needs a bit of brown. So I'll take Vintage Photo again, of course, my go-to, and just mix some brown. Along the edge. Here. I need to go a bit lighter handed. Okay. Now let's glue things together. That brown definitely helped. I think I actually want a bit more in the back here. So I'm just gonna lightly blend a bit of that brown. And a bit more of that blue at the bottom. Okay. Now I think I'm done blending. Put that away. Let's add this first. Put that up here. And I think we were going to do these guys here. I wish I had like a fire, but I don't think I remember seeing any little fireplaces. Then we had stars that will go in the sky. Then we had the little lights down at the bottom with the rabbit. Okay, I think this will come down a smidge. Let's do that there. Actually, before, I know I'm changing my mind a lot. Okay, I have one thing I want to do, add some splatters to the back. So I'm just going to cover, that's not big enough, cover my right page. Did this before. And I've got some brown. I need to be careful with this. I'm wearing a white sweater and I don't have anything to protect me. I don't even have an apron. Okay, put a bit on that. Take a water brush, squeeze a little bit of water, take a smaller brush, and just be careful I don't get anything on my clothes. Stepping back. Okay, almost enough. Just a little bit more at the bottom here. It's gonna be too much, too thick. Okay, now I'm done. Going to wipe that. I always love splatters. What color is your sweater now? Thankfully, it has a little bit of speckles of colors, so it wouldn't be the end of the world, but some splatters, I think, instead of the stripes would definitely be more noticeable. So far, I don't see any brown. So there you can see it adds a bit more texture, which definitely wanted. Now let's go back. That'll go about there. Just gonna add some glue. Place that there. And before I glue it down, there we go. Then we'll add this. Might actually add a flower on top there. Winter solstice. Like that. I think I like that, so we'll add that. I do that a lot. I say that a lot too. I think I like that because I'm so indecisive. I never know what I like. That. Then add the flower. We'll go just underneath. So I'm kind of creating a little bit of a cluster in that corner. Then we can add these guys. Let's grab these stars first. And I didn't ink those with brown, so I'm just going to go over top with the brown. Okay, if I can pick it up, there we go. We'll add the stars. I wish there was a third one. There might be. I just didn't see it, maybe. Look after. Okay, I've got 2 stars now. And we'll add that after figure out the layout of these. I'm not sure now about the 2 of the same. The one I didn't think I was going to use, I says, oh, there it is. Bring this one back. And try and sandwich it between the 2, maybe. Or overlay slightly. Okay, I'm not entirely sold. Okay, I think that's a better option. I'm going to, I think, do that. Is it too much with the bunny? I don't think so. I know what I could do. Could have a pine cone on each corner with the branch, and then I could always put sentiment in the middle. I think maybe we will leave that there, and let's find, oh, where did that one go? Snow vibes, no. Look at, these could be added there if I added one of these sentiments over top. Okay, I'm going to cut that out. And scissors. Okay. Cut. Out. This is always the process of whenever I do anything. I think I'm doing one thing and then I change my mind and then I change it again. Okay, well, I'm glad Shelly agrees with this layout, making me feel like I'm going on the right track. Yeah, I think that would be cute. I just need to find the sentiment. I'm going to pick a sticker one because they're slightly transparent. Found Joy, Holly. It's kind of hard to put it on the page, so you're not going to get to see it until I cut it out. Warm and cozy. My journey is my start. I think I like that. And also be brave. Let's do be brave. Fits slightly too big. I'm wondering, let's do a smaller one. Warm and cozy might fit better. It might not actually. I'm going to try it though. No other sentiments, I don't think. Oh, there's memories. We're doing memories. If I can cut it out, that's the only thing. It's in the middle of the book. Okay, Nestle cut that, and then I'll cut it a little bit better. I just realized I could have always added a sticker on there. Could always do. Probably won't show very well. Okay, memories. Peel the backing off of. And stick that best I can in the middle. There we go. And now let's add these after adding brown around what I just cut out. Okay, add the bears. And then we will add the memories. I'm going to detach it. And then I'll add the pine cone. And I've got the larger lantern. Just see what one I like better on what side. Yeah, swap those. I think I do need to better fussy cut that. Okay, I'm going to glue the other one on. Not too tight to the corner because it'll be hard to close if you do that. And then I'm going to add that just slightly over top. And then the same thing over here. And then we will almost have one page done. I'm sure I'll end up adding something else to it, knowing me. All right, there's one side done. Now let's do the right side. So I definitely am going to add, oh, actually, no, I don't necessarily need to. I could just kind of make this side an easy one, or I could cover that up. And if I covered that up, okay, I think I'm not going to add the tent, actually. I think I will add my teddy bears to the bottom, and then I think we'll just make this an easy, simple side. I feel like I don't need to add much to it. Got the teddy bear standing at the bottom. And then I've got, could still add the snow vibes, winter solstice snow vibes. Could also add it over here. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. Oh, I found another star. Okay, there was a third one. We're going to cut that third star out because everything is better in threes, odd numbers, so I definitely want to add that. ink. And then I gotta figure out where this is going, I think. No. Okay, I should have spread it out more, but I didn't know I'd had 3. Oh, I could always overlay it, actually. No. I think 3 like that. Okay, we'll do it there. Or up there. Huh. Okay, now I'm stuck. I think I'm going to add it in the top corner. All right, then I've got snow vibes. Let's see what other sentiments there are. Gratitude leads to happiness. Okay. We'll do love one another because that was the one I liked earlier. That. Of course, you guys know the drill. Not blue, I need brown around the edge. If I put it up there, I could put it over here, put it over here. And then I might add there, I saw a star somewhere. I'm wondering. Maybe not. Okay, I don't think, maybe I've already cut them out or it's on a different sheet. Okay, I think we're going to leave it at that. We'll put the love one another. I'm going to have another flower. I think that'll do, coming out from the corner. And that'll probably go up there. Do that. Now the last step is going to be more speckles. So I'm going to grab my gesso, put some on. Oh, I need to shake it. There we go. And you know the drill. Add a little bit of water. And this is the only brush I have that's clean. Hopefully it doesn't make it blue. And we're going to speckle. Thick speckles are coming out, but that's okay. Just keep tapping, or maybe I'll get a little bit less. Just a little. There we go. Okay. I say K and then I add more. Sorry, I always do that. You should know this by now. So now I think we're good. All right, this is our new junk journal. And then I will show you again. I'm just going to wipe that up so I can put my book down. The fall one that we did last month. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you liked it. I had a lot of fun. So that was the last one we did together, and then this is the new one. All right. Well, I can't remember what I did for last week's giveaway. I'll have to go back and look. Holy, it's been a week already. What did I even do last week? Who remembers? Was I even here last week? Yes, I was. What did I do? I don't remember what I did last week. Wow. Okay. I will figure out what the prize was last week because I can't remember. And I'll figure out who it goes to. I'm going to pick a... let's do a winner with... I have... Oh, yeah, it was the Arden pack of paper. Oh, I think, yes, we did give it away because we had Shelly got picked. No, it was Meadowbrook Farm, right. I don't even know if I picked a winner. Anyway, I'll go back and rewatch that. And yeah, I don't remember what I did for giveaway last week, if I did one at all. So today I'm going to just scroll through the people in the comments, and it'll be a surprise. It'll be something Ciao Bella, of course. I'm thinking I have a stamp I could give away. So, not me because I won last week. We're going to close our eyes. And it is on Linda. Congrats, Linda. Next week when you're in, I will make sure to set your prize aside up at the cash. All right, that's all I have today. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I will be working at the orchard, if anybody knows where I am, on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to that. Finally getting some nice fall weather. All right, I'll see you guys. Bye, everybody.